Would you ruddy Adam and Eve it? Manchester United in the headlines again. Marcus Rashford, should I say, in the headlines. Going off to Barcelona. That's right. To join the Clasico Giants on a loan with an option to buy. Is this good for Man United? Does this make Man United look bad? Is this good for Rashford? Does it make Rashford look bad? I'm not so sure. There's so many convoluted and differing opinions with this saga. Of course, a Manchester United boy, great story coming through the academy, scoring on his debut for United and England, scoring a lot of goals, really, maybe not consistently, playing under loads of different managers, getting a lot of heat, often needlessly, maybe rightly in some cases, and always in the headlines, Rashford, and often for good reason, of course, for doing good things off the pitch as well. But yes, he's off to Barcelona. We're going to speak about is what this means. What does this mean? You know? So welcome back to Football Yannick. Daily content over on this channel, mate. So if you think you might enjoy it, why not drop me a subscription? Click the subscribe button, because I tell you what, mate, best part of 18.9 thousand, and we're gonna get that. We're gonna do it, you and I. It's a journey together. We'll get that 20k this summer. We'll do it. Boy, howdy. We'll do it, mate. Yes, so we've got the here we go. He's going on loan from Romano, but David Ornstein wrote the following earlier today. Barcelona are advancing a move to sign Rashford from Man United. Apparently it's all agreed now. They've made an offer via intermediaries. There you go, nailed that. To loan Rashford next season, and the proposal includes an option to buy. I reckon, and I'm going to guess, it's £40 million. The 27-year-old wants the move. Firstly, let's just talk about this. Yes, of course he wants the move to Hansi Flick's Barcelona, current reigning champions, prolific goal scoring, being flanked by Rafinha and Lamine Yamal. Of course, Lewandowski's there, but Lewandowski's like going to turn like 37 or something. He's very old. He's older than me. Very old. And Rashford, I guess, will have to play as a striker. I know he likes that left channel. He's got a touch of the Mbappe's about him, isn't he? Like, probably does left best on transition in the left channel, but will have to get deployed as a striker. And with all the turbulence at Manchester United, they've just drawn to Leeds. Apparently, it's rather uninspiring, classic preseason stuff. It must be exhausting these last couple of years to be affiliated with Manchester United with, you know, underwhelming performances, lots of criticism structurally, you know, Ineos coming in, just firing everyone, cancelling lunches for everyone, you know, drama with Garnacho, with Sancho, with Rashford, with Anthony being in the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. It just seems exhausting. And although he did that interview with Henry Winter months and months ago, pretty much saying, not get me out of here, but like, I'm done. I love United. I'm never going to slag them off. It's time for something new. And it does feel like it's something new. I mean, he's obviously an academy product, so he's a pure profit asset, which is worth its weight in gold in the current landscape and climate of profit and sustainability rules. Barcelona have been looking for an attacker who can operate in wide areas as well as up front, which of course makes Rashford an attractive option. Left wing has been considered a priority for the club after they felt they were short of options in that position. Interesting. So I thought Rafinha, that's his position, no? Am I wrong? Head coach Hansi Flick has spoken to the England international and has approved his arrival. It's been rubber stamped by the gaffer himself. Taking Rashford on an initial temporary basis will also help Barcelona as they continue to navigate a difficult financial situation. That difficult financial situation is one Barcelona have been trying to navigate for some time now. Rashford joined Villa, of course, on loan in the winter window and the remainder of the campaign and scored 4 goals. I think he looks bright, didn't he? A few assists. I think his season was curtailed by a hamstring injury in April. He missed the final 4 games of the campaign and was left out of Tuchel's latest England squad. I think he got called up for the one previously when he started playing for Villa again. I don't think Tuchel's forgotten about Rashford, especially now. You know, he's gone to Barcelona, it will be Bellingham and Trent at Real Madrid. And then you've got Rashford over at Barca in the Clasico. Rashford is one of United's top earners. £325,000 a week. Not their top earner, and this is the problem with United. One of at $325k a week. Now, my mob, Chelsea, that's the highest we've ever paid anyone, and it was for Romelu Lukaku. Even Raheem Sterling, who's a big problem, is on $300k a week, and then there's a huge drop off to, under $200k a week for players we're keeping, like, Moises Caicedo and stuff. I think even Palmer's on $120k a week after the first season pay rise. So to be paying, players that don't feature for you, 325, a third of £1,000,000 a week that aren't going to be considered as important parts of your project. Mental. Especially if you can alleviate those wages and bring in pure profit. Ding, ding, ding. Villa covered 3/4 of those wages. But the Athletic reported in January that the 27-year-old favoured a move to Barcelona. Sporting director Deco, remember him? Keeping close tabs on the forward. Athletic reported on the 3rd of June, Rashford's brother and agent. It's always their brothers. It's always their brothers. It's just it's really easy to apply for like the agent thing. And it's just a way to get more money into your family, basically. He's been keen for the Barcelona. Barcelona head coach Hansi Flick said earlier this summer that he had hoped to add wide forwards with Lamine Yamal and Rafinha, currently the first choice in the 4-3-3 system. Yeah, Rashford can deputise for Lewandowski and play on the left. The club agreed personal terms with Nico Williams, and then he opted to stay with Athletic Club, signing a new contract. I wonder if that's Barcelona financial issues as well. Speculating, guys. Liverpool knocked back an approach for Luis Diaz from Barcelona, and Bayern are also interested in Diaz. When asked about signing a new winger in the summer, in May, Flick said, "This is what we've talked about with the club in the last matches. We don't have a lot of options, yada, 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 yada." On Diaz and Rashford, especially, Flick added, "I don't want to speak about players that aren't mine." Yeah, just the usual spiel. So in the interview in December, Rashford said he was ready for a new challenge, and that was the interview with Henry Winter. He's not featured for United since December the 12th in a Europa League fixture against Victoria Pilsen. So let's bring this on home. He's made 426 appearances, 138 goals, which is about 1 in 3-ish. And considering he's played out wide sometimes, and considering Man United have been in a very difficult period since he made his debut under Louis van Gaal, if memory serves. Pretty good, man. It's not awful, is it? He's also scored big goals in the Champions League against PSG and featured a lot for England. He's a high-profile player. He is a high-profile player, and he's 27 years old. He's literally been around for a decade, which is mental. And he's a great player. Now, look. I've got many Manchester United supporting friends. I speak to them often about stuff like this. I think this is okay. I think if you want a stick to beat Manchester United, of which there are many, I don't necessarily think this is the biggest stick. Okay, he's had a good time at United. He's won a few trophies under different managers. He's won 3 cups, Europa League. It's all right, played Champions League football, scored well over 100 goals, and he's at the point now, right, I need to go, there's a rebuild, there's a project at Man United. They don't necessarily need me for that. I'm on huge wages. I don't know if he's thinking about it too much and through a United-centric lens, but he could sleep at night knowing I'm not necessarily going to be Amorim's preference in profile. If he's not the kind of striker he wants, he's not going to be an inside forward or a wing back. Fine. So by leaving, I alleviate them of insane wages and I make them pure profit, which is the huge sexy thing of the last 2 or 3 years or whatever in terms of navigating the rules. So he doesn't need to think, I'm screwing them over. He's not going to Liverpool. He's not going to Man City. Heck, he's not going to Chelsea or Arsenal. He's going to Barcelona, And I don't think Man United fans are thinking anything negative. I've seen lots of positive stuff about him on social media from Manchester United accounts. And the truth is, if you wanted to, like I said, criticize Man United, you criticize them for bringing in players on huge wages, or like, you know, like a Varane or a Casemiro recently on just insane wages, or you know, the young talent that didn't work, you know, your Memphis Depay's, your Anthony Martial's, your Jadon Sancho's, maybe to a degree, your Antony's. I don't know how good he was, really, let's be honest. There's loads and loads of examples. Even high-profile good players that they brought in, like your Angel Di Maria's, do you know what I mean? And just goes on to PSG and is amazing for years. There's loads of examples of that. I suppose Memphis Depay's kind of an example. That's the talent graveyard thing. Marcus Rashford isn't in the talent graveyard vibes. He came through. He owes a lot to Man United. He did well for them. The optics were good with all the stuff he was doing off the pitch, and you know, and yeah, he was part of it, and he could make them £40 million pure profit straight into the books. And it could be you know, if he does go and say he has a successful loan at Barcelona, and they sell him, and they take the option to buy, and they sell him for the following summer. There will be presumably a really fond goodbye media thing from both the player and the club. So with that, I think it's like a nice story. You know, I think it's kind of good. In the same way, like Man United fans, remember that they slagged off McTominay so much? Fred and McTominay midfield. Like, it was this sort of meme and joke of a midfield. When, you know, Fred went on to look really, really good elsewhere. But McTominay has had this wonderful story for Napoli in Naples. He looks slick AF, he's partying, he looks cool. I think the most, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but like, you see McTominay shirts in Naples everywhere. I think he obviously won the MVP, most valuable player in a title, a Scudetto winning season. It's an amazing story. And again, like, you know, he's a pure profit asset as well as sale. I don't think many Man United fans would rob him of that story to stay and see if he can be shoehorned into a rebuild. I think it's clean the decks with Amorim, try and start again from, you know, the ground up. Keep your Bruno Fernandez's, keep your, like, you know, your Amads, even your Mason Mounts. I think is a perfect profile, you know. And yes, you could maybe have done with McTominay here and there, but it's not like you've sold Cole Palmer or like a De Bruyne or a Salah like Chelsea the other way. Do you know what I mean? It's fine. I think from the outside, I don't want to speak for United fans, of course, but from the outside looking in, that's not, haha, you're idiots to me. That's, you know, fair enough. It's a nice story. It feels like a natural thing to happen. Okay, it's the right thing to do. McTominay mic dropped, mate. He beat Man City in the FA Cup final, his final game. Thank you, Man United. I love you. See you later. You know, earn some money from my sale to Napoli, and I'm going to go and have a ruddy good time. I think it's the same with Rashford. And I think if he goes to Barcelona and plays well, which, by the way, isn't a given, he's shown flashes, but clearly they fancy him. Again, if he goes to... People on social media will laugh at Man United. Like, what have he done? He's balling out for Barcelona in La Liga. I just think it's reached its natural end for both player and club, and it suits all parties. So I don't think this makes Man United look bad. In comparison, certainly, to all the other stuff that has done so. But front three, if say Lewandowski gets benched, or because he's old... Keep calling him old. I mean, he might be younger than me. How old is he? Robert Lewandowski. He is 36 years. March, April, May, June. Oh, no, wait. Yeah. He's a few months older than me. Oh, man. I mean, he looks effing great. So I need to... I think he's married to a nutritionist. Maybe that's what I need to do. All right. Anyway, let me know your thoughts, guys. Like I said, daily content here on the channel, so lock in, please. Like and subscribe. If you subscribe, hit the bell, because I want to see you back here soon. All right, peace.